Hi everyone, in this video this is a reply to a couple of comments which I got in my last video where I was talking about the good things about the Nikon D810 and how, although there may just be incremental little betterments that they've added to it, I definitely think it makes the D800 a better camera. So the D810 is a better camera now than the D800. And also, I just think it is a solid camera. Price-wise, that is still a major kind of issue for myself. It looks like in the UK it's going to be around about £2,300, which for me that's a serious amount of money. There's no question about it. Some people just throw that money on cameras left, right, and centre without even thinking about it, without even thinking about what lenses to get with it, kind of stuff. And I would say if you're going to buy this camera, make sure you're only buying the absolute top, bestest, sharpest lens possible, so that you're actually getting the point of having 36 megapixels on a big sensor. If you use fairly cheaper lenses, you're barely going to be resolving any more than 16 megapixels, so there's almost no point in you having this amazing sensor with pretty gash lenses. Anyway, that's not the point I'm getting on about here. What I'm saying is some people are saying, "Ooh, I think Dom likes this camera. I think Dom's going to buy it." And here's my answer to that. If I'm going to buy it, at the moment, I've got a bunch of cameras. I've got the Nikon D700. I've got the Nikon... No, that's all. I've only got one Nikon camera, the Nikon D700. I've also got the Canon 550D, which is my smaller handheld camera for doing some videos, playing about, taking on holidays. If it gets bumped or battered, it doesn't really matter too much. I've also, in work, I use the Canon 550D, which I use for all my kind of property photography and videos, and that's got a very wide angle lens, the Canon 16 to 35mm f2.8, which is a very, very wide angle lens. I also have the Fuji S5 Pro, which is a crop sensor camera and uses the same kind of stuff as Nikon, so I can use the Nikon lenses and I can use Nikon flashes. And that's a super high dynamic range and is pretty sweet for portraits as well. So throughout all those... and also I've got the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black. So throughout all of those, that covers me for every base that I could possibly need in photography. I've got my fast frames a second at 7 frames a second on the Nikon D700. I've got the 60 frames 1080p on the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. I've got the ultra wide angle professional grade lens and camera for the property videos with the Canon 5D Mark II. And I've got my kind of cheaper throw around camera, which can still give fantastic results in the Canon 550D. And I'm not really seeing anywhere where I need anything else. So what I would say is that the D800, if I didn't have the Canon 5D Mark II, if I didn't have the GoPro, if I didn't have the Nikon D700, then I'd be going, from a Canon 550D to 810, that's well up for it. And I would happily just kind of think, I'm going to save up my dosh and get this beast of a camera, as long as I've still got all the lenses which I've got at the moment. But for me at the moment, I'm so sorted that there's almost no reason for me to upgrade in any way whatsoever. Granted, yeah, it'd be nice. Ooh, maybe there'd be a bit more dynamic range. Ooh, maybe there'd be more cropping and megapixels and all that lovely guff that you have to deal with in post-processing afterwards. But the stuff that I've got works fantastically and covers all my needs at the moment. So what I'm saying is that if I suddenly won a small amount of money, let's say I won £3,000 on the lottery tomorrow, I would still not bother buying this. What I may do is buy a whole bunch of little lenses, test them out, review them, and then put them up for sale, and then just try and like buy more gear, review, sell. That's probably what I would do with my money. But would I buy this? Probably still no. If I was burgled, or my house went on fire, or all my stuff just fell into the sea or something, and I got my insurance check for my £7,000 worth of gear that I've lost, I would probably go get the Nikon D810 and probably the Canon 5D Mark III. I'd probably get those two. And then all the lenses that go with that. Actually, with the Canon, I'd probably just get the wide-angle lens. And Nikon, I would go back to still using all the lenses which I've got for the Nikon, everything from the fisheye to the 70 to 200mm lens. But again, probably buying the stuff secondhand. Certainly lenses-wise, you can always inspect them, look at them and go, yeah, they look good, and buy them secondhand because you can see if they're crap or not. With an electronic thing like a secondhand camera, again, probably wouldn't have too much of an issue with that either as well. But yeah, so that would be my advice. For me at the moment, £2,000+ far more important to pay off the mortgage and keep my wife happy. And buying a camera which I don't need and won't really give me that much benefit on top of all the gear that I've got already, not so important. So that's my advice. That's what I'm doing regarding this amazing camera, which I do recommend people buy if they don't have a load of cameras already and money isn't an issue. Okay, hope that helps. Bye-bye.